Hi, everyone, and welcome to Play on K, the Korean drama podcast with Emily
and Raquel.
This is the show where we take a K-drama, we watch it 2 episodes at a time, and then we get together here every week to talk about it.
Yes, this week we watched episodes 9 and 10 of Happiness.
We're cruising towards the end.
Yeah, we are absolutely booking it toward the end. We have 2 more episodes left. I've been wrong about so many things. I put my trust in someone I shouldn't have.
You've been wrong, but you were so right that Yi-hyun was sick. He got the got.
He got.
It's crazy. I was so impressed in that moment. I was like, no, I was fully back on the last 2 episodes. I was fully on no, he's not gonna get it, because Sebum already has it. No, incorrect.
Yeah, she's got the antibodies. She's safe. She's safe from getting infected. She is not safe. No one's safe.
She is not safe, because Han Tae-seok is fully like, if anybody finds out, they will just eat her.
Yeah.
The rich people will take her and drain all her blood out of her body, so nobody tell anybody, which I love him for that.
Yeah, he is such an he's had such an interesting arc this whole time. He's up there with my favorite characters. He is one of those morally gray characters that we always ask for. That isn't morally gray frustrated. Like, he's morally gray complimentary, not derogatory, in my mind, at least. I think some people probably would feel it's morally gray derogatory, but
not us.
Not us. We like Tae-seok.
We like him. I don't think it's a hot take, but it's a take that I think the last few minutes of episode 10 were some of the best horror sequences I've ever seen in media. It's just the people standing outside the door with their bags for groceries, sending Yi-hyun and Sebum into their apartment to die. They're just like circling like vultures.
Yep.
So good.
Everyone has gotten so evil.
Yes.
We've lost so many of the good guys, or the good guys have turned out to, like, Andrew's pretty much the only good guy who's turned out to be a bad guy.
Right. The other ones I think are just too weak to fight. They're good because they have stood behind our good and strong characters.
Yeah.
Like the lawyer's wife and the novelist. They're good, but they're not gonna fight everybody else.
Yeah, they're not fighters. They're just, like, very realistic people who are scared and, like, are going to make irrational decisions sometimes. But for the most part are just trying to do the right thing.
Yeah. I did have a hot take, but you go first.
Oh, I was already getting carried away and forgetting to do hot takes because I was thinking about how I'm a little worried that the last time we saw the novelist was with Andrew, who has killed multiple people.
You're so right. She's dead. That's more like a prediction corner, which is kind of where I was going with mine as well. And that's just that I really want the next few minutes to be Sebum giving Yi-hyun permission to go full zombie and being like, even if you're full zombie, I don't think you're gonna hurt me or the little girl, but you could probably take on Andrew if you go beast mode.
Yes.
So just do it, babe. Like,
why not? This dude has done too many murders unchecked. Yeah, I love that for them. I feel like that is him becoming infected has made him into a weapon in this exact scenario. Like, the way it played out is so perfect to me. Like, in that sense, because obviously it's devastating that he got infected, but in a scenario where they're pretty much now surrounded by psychopaths who are like 100% self-interest at best. Some of them are not just self-interest, but like, I am trying to destroy everything kind of deal. And so it would just like, it's the best scenario for him to be infected in, right? Where
it's so good.
yeah,
If he uses it.
Yeah, like I now no longer worry about anyone, because the people who are good have either been killed or are like sequestered away somewhere, and are like fighting their own battles, because the like brother of the author he's doing great. He's him and Boram.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that
the girl on the roof.
Yes, yeah, they're the two infected who have never hurt someone, and
They're
they're
doing great.
holding out.
Yeah, there's them, and then there's the novelist who could very well be dead at this point, and the wife of the lawyer who could also be dead. We're not sure. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, because now her husband knows that she knows, and she is pissed, and everyone has kind of gone Lord of the Flies on each other.
Yes!
So.
Like, I didn't think he would be bad enough to kill his wife until the very last moments when he tricks Jungkook into letting Andrew in the apartment. I was like, oh no, he's like full bad guy. Okay.
Yeah, he does not care if people die. He has his new girlfriend, I guess.
It's wild to me, the mindset of cheaters. Like, do you think she's gonna stay after the pandemic ends?
Yeah. And like her mindset as well of because I'm very much the guy that is like, cheating is almost 100% on the person who is having the affair, right? Like,
who's in a relationship.
Yes, and cheating on their significant other. I am never the blame the other woman kind of girl. Almost never. And that is to say, like, no accountability is lifted from him. But her mindset going into this is so wild to me. Just because, like, she's picking extremely unsafe dudes to put in compromising situations, where it's like, these men are not good, and you're proving it in your own, like, through getting them to sleep with you. You're already proving that they don't value like the people in their lives, and then you are observing them not even value you that much. Like, you are seeing that happen, and you're like afraid to an extent. Like, she's afraid of Juhyun to the extent that she truly, there was a point in time when she was like, he might, I know he killed his wife, he might kill me. Like,
but he's got so much money in the freezer.
Yeah, but he's got so much money in the freezer, so I'm going to get, like, to me, I'm just baffled by that whole mindset that she is in, that she is allying herself with these extremely sociopathic men, and not considering that she could become a target tomorrow. She could become a meat shield like she did.
Like, she literally did. And then she still went back to him. It's giving daddy issues.
Yeah.
And I don't say that lightly.
Yeah.
But the way she views these men versus everyone else in the apartment complex that she could try to align herself with and stay safe with.
Yes.
She's picking the worst dudes.
Yep.
And I don't get why she keeps coming back.
Yeah, it's like she's picking them because they're the worst dudes, but at that point I'm like, you're in a really dangerous situation. Like, you can pick the worst dudes when you have a little bit more control of what's happening. You're in quarantine, babe.
Yeah.
You're locked in here with these very dangerous men.
It's not at all surprising that the original affair happened.
Yeah.
It is wild that this secondary affair happened, and then it keeps going.
Yes.
You're the problem. Okay. Should we roll the transition?
Yeah, we've really gone on.
It's fine. Let's get into it. Episode 9. I don't even remember where we started, but okay. So we left off episode 8 with Jungkook pointing the gun at our two mains, and I thought that would be more, but it's just them putting them in their apartment and being like, "We're gonna go have a meeting now. Stay in your apartment, please."
Yeah, they are doing such an interesting thing with cliffhangers, because that is not the first time. I feel like every time we come back here to talk about the episodes we watch, we talk about where we left off and where we pick up, and where we leave off. I am always thinking, oh, this is it. Shit is hitting the fan in a way that is never going to de-escalate. And then it de-escalates.
Immediately. It's like if we come back in episode 11 and they're like, Andrew's just leaving. He's leaving. They let him out of the whole apartment building and he goes on his own. It's like,
they wave.
Sorry? How did we get there from where we were at? Because Jungkook pointing a gun at his two best friends and then just being like, I'm really sorry, guys. I need you to stay in your apartment. And then they don't. They fully don't.
Yeah.
And no consequences.
Yeah. Everything's fine.
What? But they go to the building rep's apartment for the meeting, which this is super dumb note, but I love that this is one of the first times we see people out of breath. They get to the apartment and everybody's like, oh, how do you do this every day, all the time?
Like multiple times a day, multiple times in the same hour sometimes.
This is crazy. I hate the stairs. You're so high up. And that was very funny to me. But they have a meeting which escalates again. We de-escalate quickly, but then Sebum rushes up to the apartment and cuts her hand. Or is about to, but Yihan cuts his hand.
Yeah, Yihan is the one who takes that from her, because he couldn't possibly let her cut her. I love that she called him out, though. She was like, I was gonna do a little cut, you dumbass. Why did you make a whole puddle of blood in their apartment?
That's insane. But it worked. Because they caught Grocery Store Girl.
Mm-hmm.
And later, I feel like it did help with the priest's spiral.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to. I have so many thoughts on that.
Yeah. Man, we'll get to it. Sorry, I almost just started talking. You were like, we'll get to it. And I was like,
get to
right now.
Not right now. Because they catch Grocery Store Girl, they put her on the roof, which 1501 lends his supplies for.
Yeah, which is nice. It was nice to have him while we had him, because he was a pretty good guy.
I just wanted him to turn so that we could be like, oh, he's evil, how fun. But instead he dies, and we have to just know he was a good guy.
Yeah, that like tried to help where he could multiple times. And that's a shame. We lost a lot of we lost a lot of real ones in these episodes.
We did.
Like only 2 actually, but like a lot. Because if you only have, 10 people, you've just lost a good 20% of your good guys.
I mean, we might talk about it, but I'm worried I would fully forget. It feels like we lost Grandma and Grandpa. I wouldn't be surprised if that was their last scene.
Yeah, I forgot that they were there. I did. Then they reminded us when their son, for once, decided to be a kind of good guy.
I genuinely teared up.
It was really
a good
nice.
moment.
Yeah. But then I immediately forgot about them again. I was too focused on everything else that was going on. It was just like one really nice moment in the chaos.
It's amazing. I feel like I would for real be the old couple in this situation, especially watching everybody get weirder and weirder. I'd be like, you guys enjoy your meetings. Whenever Sebum or Yihyun came to the door to be like, we need to talk, we're all going to the basement, I'd be like, good luck.
Yeah.
If you feel so inclined to give me water, I would love that. But I think at this point, I'm better off starving to death in my apartment than being around any of those people.
Yeah,
you.
because they're so out of control. They're so out of control that I fully, I mean, I'd probably be dead because I would have been 1501.
Right?
I would have been like, you won't see me for like 5 of the 12 episodes. And then when you finally do see me, I will try to be a good guy. I will trust the wrong person. I will trust Andrew, the worst person to trust, the actual serial killer here. We thought Joo Hyun was the serial killer, and he is. But
He is one.
yeah.
But we've got 2 in the building, which was a huge twist. Crushing.
I just realized. So, are we functioning under the assumption that Andrew's infected, right? Like, or is he just a murderer?
I think he's just a murderer because he came into the apartment with someone's ID that was not his.
Yeah. The reason I feel like it matters is something we discovered during these episodes, which is that if you're infected, the infected people don't want to drink your blood. Probably,
Right.
I'm guessing the whole like biological justification for that being that the disease that's making you do this wants to spread, and if it already has, then there's no incentive to bite someone who's already infected.
Right. Yeah, I think they said that.
Okay, yes. So the reason it matters is because Andrew cut his arm and filled the cup with blood. And if his blood was infected, it's tough because it kind of feels like one of those things where if they see the blood, they'll be thirsty, right? That it's like that idea that maybe they can or cannot distinguish between infected blood is a little bit tricky, where if they see water, they're thirsty. And that's not like there's no biological incentive to spread in that sense. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about this the wrong way. All I'm thinking is that there could be more people who are infected that were not proven safe because it was Andrew's blood, right? Because if he was infected or is infected, and
but the priest really chugged that down.
True, he did chug that down. So maybe it's either a plot hole or not.
I see what you're getting at. Like Andrew spilled his blood to try and find infected people, but maybe they weren't attracted to it even if they were infected.
Yeah. And
but yeah, we had the priest.
It also is kind of a callback to some extent that he was on the roof when infected people came by, and he was just like, go that way. And they did because they didn't care about biting him because he was infected. Like, I'm pretty sure he's infected, but he can control his thirst. He's got the mutation.
And
that's why but he also clearly doesn't care about killing people because he's not just biting people, he's like tearing their throats out.
Yeah.
And then hiding their bodies.
It would make sense. But I feel like they've set it up that it would make sense either way.
Yeah.
So I will be surprised whether he's infected or not because he killed someone before the pandemic started. When he wasn't infected, I guess presumably he could have been infected for the past 7 weeks and just always had the mutation.
Yeah, but he was the originator of the mutation.
Yeah, but the assumption is that he killed someone long before he came into this apartment building.
Yes.
Before the pandemic started, before he was ever infected. And I thought he set up the bodies to look like they were killed by an infected person to distract, to try and get people off his tracks.
Yeah. I feel like I can, like you said, I can see both. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, what's your motive as a serial killer to kill in this specific situation? Because usually there's some kind of, like, I don't know definitively that Ted Bundy locked in a building with a bunch of people during like a crisis would have to kill. he might use it as an opportunity to kill, but like
I think that's the thing. I just took it as like it's been too long. I think that's always a thing in the profiling shows, is that they start with killings really far apart, and then they get closer and closer together as the high wanes.
Yeah,
they gotta kill back to back now.
They gotta
and
keep
he's like,
killing.
I've been starving myself for weeks, haven't killed a single soul, and apparently we're not getting out of here, so it's time. But also, there seemed to be some power trip associated with killing 1501, because he sat on the throne and was like, yes, my big cool penthouse apartment.
Yeah.
Even if it was just for a day. Sorry, the Ajumma as well.
That one's trickier, but like, I guess
felt more opportunistic.
Easy target. Like, no one's going to notice her missing.
And they didn't.
They didn't.
Because we all thought it was 1501 under that blanket.
Yep.
People were literally having sexy time in that apartment, and they weren't gonna notice. It was only because Yi-hyun and Sebum were like, where is 1501? Where's that guy? Kim Se-hoon? He's been missing. Let's find him. Found a different body.
Yeah. Yeah,
tragic.
That was an interesting twist. I'm going to stick with, sorry, before we move on, that Andrew must be infected. I think he has to be. Okay. Only because of the rooftop scene. Like,
because people never attacked him on the rooftops?
Yeah, because he was just chilling and was like, oh yeah, they went down the stairs, I broke the lock for them, and like they didn't attack him while he was like, it solves that one like plot, or like that brainworm, right, that we had.
It's hard. I would need to go back and see that we've seen those characters since, because I could also be convinced that they came up and were not zombified anymore, that it was like the security guard, and I want to say another guy, like Lord Zombie maybe, and they were in their human form, and he murdered them and tossed them down the stairwell.
We did see, though, I'm pretty sure, didn't Tae-suk look down the stairwell, and the security guard was standing in there, but like human at that point, and then just like left.
I think we've seen him
away.
since.
So he could have been human, and Andrew was like, hey, you gotta go. So there is still that.
You're putting your chips on the table.
Yeah, I'm putting my chips on the table. He's infected, which I think means...
Okay, you play red, I'll play black. I'll go he's not infected. He's just a creep.
Okay, perfect. And then one of us will win.
We always win.
Yeah. I'll share my winnings with you if you'll share your winnings with me.
Absolutely. That's how we bet. We bet to win, you guys. I'm so excited either way. But if Yi-hyun is infected and Andrew is not infected, then the fight scene could be really good. Versus if they're both infected, the fight scene could be really scary, because Sebum and a child are there.
Yes. And Sebum is mostly fine, but I extremely fear at all. I mostly fear about what could potentially traumatize our good girl.
Yeah. Like, I think she'll make it out alive, but at what cost?
Yeah. Who will she be at the end of it?
This poor child. She's been inside for weeks now with not her parents.
Yeah, her new parents.
Her new parents. She's being such a champ.
She is.
I had to write so many meeting notes, because so much of this show is just meeting after meeting. And I finally started being like, okay, which meeting was it, Emily? Stop just writing meeting. This is one where Andrew draws his blood. We talked a little bit about that. I don't think they found anyone at that meeting, but so many people were missing at that point that I don't think they were too worried about it. But then we cut over to Hante-sak in the old school, and we find out the chairman is still alive for a little while.
Yeah, sort of like being kept alive and forcefully used in clinical trials, which is no less than he deserves.
Yeah, but still really dark.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful villain moment for Hante-sak to walk in and be like, your kids cried so much at your funeral. It's really sad. Bro, that's your villain arc. Okay.
Yeah, I, as a strong believer in eat the rich, here for it. It is troubling. Me and Tae-suk are going down a dark road.
Yeah. Reasonable. I mean, he starts to realize that Yi-hyun has it. I think that's the end of episode 9, so we can get to that, but it's a very sad moment between the two of them, between Tae-suk and Yi-hyun, which I loved to see.
Yeah.
But first, we have the priest. His little arc where his wife catches him. It's comically dark, where he drank the blood and thought she just fully wouldn't notice that his mouth is just covered in blood.
When I was a barista very, very briefly at a Barnes & Noble cafe, there was this joke that we would talk about with when you make the mocha, the viscosity of it it's very similar to what I assume having a bucket of blood would be like, where it really it's hard to describe. Have you ever made mocha or been around that type of cafe supply? So it really is, it comes as a powder and then you add water to it. A little peek behind the curtain. And then it's in you make it in a metal bucket and then you put one of the pump lids on it so that you can pump it into the drinks. That's the easiest way to contain and distribute it, because you would not be able to pour or scoop this stuff, because it is high viscosity is
really
thick,
liquidy, I think.
Really liquidy. It's very high viscosity in a way that it's way more viscous than the water you're making it with. Whatever is in that powder, it gets everywhere. It gets everywhere. And you think you've got it contained, but there's going to be drops of it somewhere that you forever, no matter how many you find and wipe up, because it just gets everywhere.
Wow.
And we would make the joke, it's this must be what it's like to try and contain human blood.
Like a murder scene.
Like a murder scene, because it's just you'll never have all of your bases covered. You need drop cloths to try and keep it from getting everywhere.
Wow.
And that when he drank the blood, and then you said, just couldn't even imagine that she would know when it was clearly everywhere, where I was it's just like the mocha. I knew it.
I knew this knowledge would come back to me someday. This buried memory. And here it is. This man drinking blood.
You can't hide it. It gets everywhere. It just sticks to your teeth.
Ew. That's what they used. That's what they used for the blood. And they did good, because he got noticed immediately. And his wife ran and hid. But I love her for her reaction, where she's like, I'm in it for the money, but I also enjoy your company. So we'll figure this out. We'll do this together. And that's really cute. That's romantic.
It was so romantic for the very brief period of time that he survived.
Yeah, then he ran. He did not believe her. Or he was like, I love you as well. I don't want to murder you. So he ran away and got caught. Or I guess he ran into Ju Hyung's apartment, but I can't remember why.
Yeah, like he was headed that way and then he turned and Ju Hyung was out in the hallway, ran in.
Okay. And they caught the lawyer and Sang-hee
with their pants down.
The pants down, doing a consultation.
Classic. The classic way that people consult.
Yeah. Very normal, and we believe your lies. And it's very romantic when the lawyer throws Sang-hee's body at the zombie.
Beautiful. Their relationship is one for the ages.
It's got me like the Darcy hand flex. It's so good. And we love it. But fortunately, we got Sebum and Yi-hyun always creeping around the apartment, just doing their rounds. They come in. They stop this zombie attack. But I have so many qualms with this. They leave him on the ground. Totally fine. That's a fine choice. They tell his wife, he's your problem. They hear a noise from in the apartment. And I would guess, like, we see Ju Hyung standing by the window kind of laughing maniacally for a moment in the apartment. I don't know if that was just in his head, but there is so much time that has to pass between him letting the priest jump out the door and then him laughing, the people outside hearing a commotion, and then them coming in. Ju Hyung is gone, the zombie is gone, and the building rep is like, you killed my husband. I just don't understand the timeline. Why did they not rush in when they heard noises at all?
Right. Or I get like having the conversation in the hallway. It does seem, I don't know. I just didn't I think I'm doing some inner bargaining with also not understanding the timeline and it's just so convenient that they who have consistently tried to save people, and of course she is victimizing herself and they're the bad guys in her story, so it makes sense why she would say you did this and obviously it was you. It's just tough to it's tough to reconcile them getting blamed for that with the timeline of events where it seems like it would be a pretty easy case closed if they had just, like you said, checked on him as soon as they heard a commotion.
Yeah. Or, yeah, there's so many other things that could have happened. Again, they don't need to defend themselves, but it's hard not to be like, did we leave that door open? Did we? I don't think we did. I could have sworn he was just in here safe. And also, everyone's seen the zombies. They don't, especially when he's calming down, there's no reason for him to just run out the window.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then Ju Hyun being like
in his room.
In the room, and they obviously know, like, our two main characters are smart. It's just I don't know. It's so frustrating. I think it's only
frustrating because the building rep uses that as her excuse when she sends them to die.
Yes.
At Andrew's hands. Yeah. She's like, this is because you killed my husband. And I'm like, well, they didn't. So maybe you should look into that before you murder them.
And it works in her favor if they're dead.
Yeah.
We have so many sociopaths in this building. Just so many bad people.
So many bad people.
And it is just wild to, see her blaming. It's frustrating and wild to see her blaming them. I mean, obviously, if they're dead, she gets to continue her schemes to launder money from being the building rep or whatever, but it's tough to see her parade it around like it's because she cared about her husband dying
Yeah.
and blames them, where it's like, no, you're just bad.
Yeah. You're just an evil, bad person. And that's fine because everybody else is.
Yeah, congratulations, you found your people. You can all live here in hell together.
Yeah. Because it seemed like in last episode, we were somewhat supportive of the two cleaners for selling the food.
Yeah.
For hoarding and selling the food and water. They really took it to the extreme really fast.
Yeah.
They were like, no, $5,000 for a bottle of water, actually. And I was like, you really could have kept a good thing going and kept some sort of a moral high ground if you're like, it's going to be Disneyland prices. You're going to get a bottle of water for $7. Even if in usual circumstances you could get it for $2 or $3. Today's $7. Is that not crazy? But they took it to the max. They're like, we're going to sell these for an extreme amount and then start murdering people to get their food. And we're going to be fine with that. Like, there was the moment when they went into 1501's apartment to get food, and Sebum had to physically stop the guy from just, like, scalping it all and running.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, I thought that would be kind of the end of that. But no, they're at the apartment too. They're like, we're ready for Sebum and Yihyun to die. I was like, what's the incentive for you? Because I know you'll get their food. And we've established they have a lot of it. But are you really sure you're going to survive this without them?
Yeah, absolutely not. Like, the thing is that you are now allying yourselves with the people who have told you that you are guard dogs, that they want you on the lowest level closest to the zombies so that you go first. They have sent you out into the zombie infested world to do their bidding, to go see how dangerous it is. Just so many times they have come after you for being poor, told you you're lucky that they're giving you what they're giving you. And then you have the two people who in this whole building that have been doing a pretty good job of stopping the rich from just using you as zombie fodder. And you're allied with the people that want to use you as zombie fodder?
Does that seem like a good plan?
Do you feel safe in this world you've chosen?
Because you're not only siding yourself with the zombie fodder people, but also with two murderers.
Yeah.
It's like, even if they don't give you to the zombies, they might just kill you themselves. Does that seem like a safe and good plan?
And
I mean, I guess if you're like, we lived with one of the murderers for the past 3 weeks.
He didn't kill us yet.
And you should see the things or hear the things that my husband said to him. So, I think we're safe. We really pushed his buttons.
Do they know about the cleaning lady dying, right?
I think so. I think everybody does.
Okay. Yeah, because I wasn't sure. At that point, only Sebum and Yihyun know about Sehun 1501 dying, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Because they just found his body.
Yeah.
But I think most everyone knew they were looking for him because they all raided his apartment when he was like, I made a big mistake. I'm going out. And it seemed like Sebum and Yihyun were pretty clear about we don't think he left, even if they weren't super transparent about their interactions with Taeseok and saying like, we've got validation, we've got verification that he has not left. He's definitely in here somewhere.
We've got eyes on the ground that we can't tell you about, but
yeah, we don't need to tell you about. But we're still looking for him, and that feels like a sign.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So it's still doesn't make sense for them to ally themselves with the rich people that they have already alienated by charging them for food and water, and have already, even prior to that alienation, were fully ready to use them as human sacrifices. But here we are. I guess.
Do you not seem like a natural next choice for murdering?
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I'd be like, if we're going down the list, who should we murder for food? Obviously 1501, pretty high up there. Then Sebum and Yihyun seem to have a lot of food. Then the poor people on the second level who have been classically hoarding food and trying to sell it back to us. Like, I would start to get more nervous the closer we got to me.
Yeah, as the countdown nears, who got next.
I would not be like, let's kill people on this ladder. I'm on team, take them out. Let's use our brains. I'm classically not good at the 3D chess that's being played in K-dramas, but this one seems like a pretty easy game.
Yeah, this is maybe the easiest game of 3D chess I've ever seen, but
no,
not them.
Not for them.
And I guess they'll die next.
Episode 10, the first half was very Yihyun trying to hide his infection from Sebum. And I really, really like how that all played out.
Yeah, it is. It's very interesting. There is a part of me that wanted him to level with her. I totally understand why he didn't. But maybe at the point in which she directly said, we promised each other if one of us got infected,
we would tell each other.
Yeah.
And he's like, but I'm so healthy. Look at me. I'm a workhorse.
Yeah. Sir?
I am your wife, and you guilt-tripped me for like 3 days about being infected.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
He is working with limited information because he was just told she doesn't have the antibodies. And so he doesn't know that she actually is not infected. So maybe it's kind of when we go, we'll go together kind of deal.
I don't think so, because he wants her out. He makes that deal with Han Tae-seok and hides it from her, so I assume his plan is for Tae-seok to come in and get the little girl and try a even stronger tranquilizer on Sebum to take her out. I don't know. Like,
insane, yeah.
I don't know what his plan is, because he tells Sebum, like, the little girl's going, and then you and I can live in here happily ever after. And he tells Tae-seok that Sebum is coming out with the girl. I'm like, what are you gonna do? Like, push her and close the door? And be like, you have to go. I don't.
Almost certainly.
What is the plan? And why can you not just be like, hey, I'm infected. I really think that you should go out with the little girl. I'll be fine in here for another week or however long it's gonna last. But if I hurt you, I would never forgive myself. So you go, stay away from me, be safe. I'll see you when I see you. I promise I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm in here with my bro, Jungkook, who's spiraling into madness, but it'll be fine. I'll take care of him.
Yeah, and now has been shot. That's a major concern. I want him to go home to his wife.
Oh yeah, he's dead. Like, I meant pre him dying.
Yeah,
but he was stabbed like 40 times, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they're making the plans, it seems reasonable for Yihyun to be like, you can go and I'll stay here with Jungkook.
Yeah. This is not a spoiler because it is definitively in the next time on little clips.
Oh no.
Jungkook is not dead.
What?
Amazingly, because it seemed really like he was dead. I thought he was.
Like they stabbed him 40 times. I thought Andrew really got him.
I do think there's still a high potential for him to be dead in the next few minutes of the next episode. But
okay. They don't show him like walking around reuniting with his family.
No, yeah, it's not like
crazy.
then next time on, Jungkook is the only one with a happy ending. Look, his wife is cured of cancer.
The building's burning down behind him as he's walking out to embrace his wife.
Yeah. No, it's like a now we have someone critically injured who
we have
is
to figure that out.
Going to die if we don't figure this out kind of deal.
Okay. But wouldn't it be fun if his injuries prompted Yi-hyun to go beast mode? Like, that's a friendship thing that you just don't really get with most friendships.
Yeah. Yeah. How beautiful is that? Where it's like, when I go, you'll go crazy.
Your blood is what makes me lose my mind. And that's so cute. That's friendship stuff.
It's bromantic.
It's bromantic. I want to see it. But I guess he's alive, so he gets to keep some of his blood.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exciting, because it was a not stupid way to die, but I don't think it was as climactic as he deserved for the character he's been.
Yeah, and it's a little bit sad that just as he's coming back to himself and trying to repent and be a good guy and take care of So-yoon and all of that, that then very immediately he gets taken out is tough.
Yeah. And that the stupid lawyer tricked him. Like, no, make it cooler.
Yeah.
Not the stupid lawyer.
Yeah. That is... It reminds me, it's not directly related, but reminds me of how grateful I am that Yi-hyun getting infected was not because he got outplayed by Joo-hyun. That was my biggest relief, because I think we talked about that last week. My greatest concern was that he would get outplayed, and it would just be so disappointing that Joo-hyun got one over on him.
That's so true.
Yeah.
It would have been really frustrating, but he's like, no, I was taking down a full-grown man who was beast mode. Yeah. So that's how it happens. It was very natural. It wasn't anything super dramatic.
Yeah.
But I liked that. That felt good.
Yep.
Oh.
What?
Oh my... I think that's like everything.
Did we cover all of the notes? That's incredible. We made such good time for the first time in our lives.
We did it.
I'm just looking at faces, trying to remember if there's anything else we need to talk about. Taeseok's baby is on the way.
Oh, you're so right. He's got a whole storyline with his wife and baby where my interpretation, like maybe I'm just not reading the subtitles closely enough and they fully explained this, but my interpretation was that the lieutenant was trying to tell him she's due. She's ready to have the baby. She's not going to go into labor because she's got this disease. But you can't just keep a baby inside you for much more than 40 weeks. That's not healthy. That's why they induce labor. So she's like, we have to induce. And at this point, as with a lot of complicated surgeries or pregnancies, I think it's sometimes put on the husband to choose, like, we're going into this. Who are you going to prioritize? And obviously, they're going to try and save both. But at the end of the day, I guess I don't know whose decision it is. I don't know if doctors are like, no, it's always our obligation to save the mother first. But the mom in this case was like, Taeseok, don't even think about it. You better save our baby. This was very hard for me. So finish it. Save that baby, live a good life. And he's like, I cannot make this decision as a human being.
Yeah. He seemed very, like, I pick you. I'm sorry. You're the woman I love. I obviously would love our baby very much, but I don't know. As a woman living in a country where a lot of states say that I should just die instead of ever, like, worrying about the baby that like my body is growing. I'm kind of team, I mean, I'm team she gets to choose, obviously, like her body, her choice, but I am grateful for Taesuk's mental state of being like, my wife is a person too. And like, this is like, it's an impossible decision, but I love her and I don't want this to be how she goes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I've never had to deal with that extreme a situation, but my 2 cents has always been that your relationship as parents is more important than your relationship with your children, which sounds really dark. I promise I'm a good mom, you guys. But I think that's just a healthy boundary. Like, we love a Gilmore Girls. That's great. But when my daughter is like, Mom, you're my best friend, I'm like, that's so sweet. Dad's my best friend. Like, that's a boundary I'm going to draw right now. I love you so much, but best friends do have a different relationship than what parents and children are supposed to have.
Yes.
I'm not going to tell you all of my thoughts and all of my burdens and put my anxieties onto you, which I'm supposed to do with my best friends. That's what I do with the people I'm closest to and that I love. But that is something that your children are not supposed to bear.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's obviously a very different thing than being like, but do I choose that they have to die instead of me? Like, I don't know what I would do. That's terrifying.
Yeah, it's impossible.
That's a horrible choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
impossible.
Like a different choice, definitely, like mother versus father too. Like the father has not been growing that baby, does not have the same relationship with that baby that like where his body was already caring for it. The existing relationship he has at this point is with his wife. And so it's like, and which is not to say his relationship with his unborn baby is non-existent. It's just, it's different than her relationship with the unborn baby.
Yeah. So it makes sense that he's like, wife. But I love the conflict of him being like, I want to choose wife, but she wants to choose baby. And I would just really like them both to live.
Yeah. What if both?
What if both? Can we make that happen? And he sees an opportunity. Sebom's got one last sample, and 2 dudes are here to take it away. It's like almost cheesy K-drama at that point, where it's like the 2 dudes in suits are here to collect the very last sample, but he has to steal it for his wife. But if he does that, then they'll know that that is the cure, that he's onto something, and they might be able to catch the scent of who the sample came from, and Sebom's gonna have a target on her back, and it's all very like, oh no, it's going down because he had to make this tough choice.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's fun K-drama.
Yeah, it's insane K-drama, but fun K-drama. It very much feels like how I can only assume that people hear the word K-drama who don't watch K-dramas and think almost like telenovela, right?
Yes.
And so they're like, someone's gonna have amnesia and someone is pregnant with twins, but each of the twins has 2 different dads. And like, someone gets hit by a car on the day that they're supposed to retire from their very dangerous cop job or whatever. Just all of the most intense drama, insanity, and that was that moment. You're so right. I didn't think about it in the moment because I've been K-drama brained, but that is absolutely what that moment was.
It was just so, like, there's not even later they're gonna find out that he took the last sample. It's like they literally have it in their hands and he has to rip it out of their hands and fight them to take it, even though it's just been in the fridge in their break room for the past 6 weeks because they've been slowly testing it. They've been giving it to other patients.
Yeah, they've been going through clinical trials.
The very last one is about to be taken to the president of Korea. He stops them. So good. So dramatic. The president's about to put out a warrant for Sabon's arrest.
Yes.
I love it. I love the drama.
It's so good. This show has been so good. I am really excited to find out what happens in the final 2 episodes, though.
I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm sad that it's ending because it's been so good.
Yeah. It went by really quickly, which we knew it would. It's a shorter K-drama, but...
Ever since we started watching it, I have been getting so many reels and short videos pushed to me about this being in people's like top 10 favorite dramas, and I'm like, I get it.
Really?
I don't know how I never saw it before.
Yeah.
I feel like I've put it on my watch list, but I haven't seen such a big love for it until I started it, which is like 2 years old, maybe 4.
It was in 2021, so yeah, it's like 4 years old.
How did we just never watch it?
Yeah, because it was on our watch list because we love zombie and horror stuff and K-dramas. That's why it was on our, not because everyone was saying we love
you can't miss this.
Don't sleep on this one. And so we kind of slept on it, and that's crazy because it owns bones.
It's
I've been
so good.
hearing similar things about every time I talk about this show, people say you should watch Sweet Home.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like people who don't like my friends who don't really commonly watch K-dramas, but maybe did during a period of time, or have watched like Squid Game and one other thing on Netflix or something. And when I talked about this, they were like, oh, that reminds me of, what was it called? And I was like, I think you're going to tell me Sweet Home. And they're like, absolutely, I'm going to tell you Sweet Home.
I've picked up the comic a few times, but I've never pressed play on the show. I don't know how many seasons it has now.
I think
2.
Our friends that we play games with on Saturday nights have watched it. So if we need a recommendation, we can be like, hey, and they can let us know.
We'll put it on the list. We'll put it on the Patreon poll. Yeah. I would say that's going to happen again soon, but we are smoking this. We are so ahead. So hopefully the Patreon poll was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And maybe we've already started a new show. But maybe we'll get our acts together and do something fun for the end of the year. So, I don't know. Just check out the Patreon.
Yeah, we'll tell you there. That's where we tell people things.
That's where we tell people things. All right, are we signing off?
Yeah, I think in fact, we kind of got halfway to housekeeping by saying, check us out on Patreon. But first, because if we go out of order, my brain will absolutely break. Email us at playonkpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, check out our Patreon. Yet again, we have polls for what to watch next. We have video versions of our episodes. We have bonus content. We've been watching what's it called? Fortune Teller's Love Season 2.
Yes.
Hopefully for a while now. It's very, very good and fun. That's all on patreon.com/playonkate.
Yes, quick update on that. We were watching it on Viki. If you are like us and you were like, oh no, where did it go? It's no longer licensed in the United States on Viki. That's because it's no longer licensed in the United States on Viki. We have switched to watching it on Amazon Prime, unfortunately.
Which I will probably put on the postings.
Oh, yes, that's
by the time this comes out, we'll probably be at the finale.
Yep, that also is,
We're
a good
so
idea.
Ahead, guys.
We are so ahead in a way we never expected to be. We've never bulked like this before without like an impending time off.
So sorry, our timeline's all over the place. We'll do announcements as needed on Patreon.
Yes. Yeah, check out Patreon. There's the option to join for free, so you don't have to pay.
You just get updated when we say stuff.
Yeah, so go check that totally out. We're also on the socials in a couple different places. We mostly are on Instagram as far as socials go, but we have YouTube and we have TikTok. And that's all at varying poorly branded different of two different things, either at Play on K or at Play on K podcast.
Yeah. I don't think it's poor branding. I think you can find it. I believe in you guys.
Not poor branding, inconsistent branding. Like, I think you're supposed to be the same everywhere, and we aren't. It's the point. But you'll find us.
You'll find us. You've already listened to the whole episode, so thank you for that. That helps the algorithm love us. But if you want to help boost us even more, leave a rating and review wherever you listen. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.